Okay, what was the most significant event you can recall when thinking back to the first decade of the 21st century? And why was it so important to you?
The first thing I can think about is the recession of 2008. It was important because it affected the way that I would have to live because it made the cost of houses go up. There were less homes available. Nobody could find a job, which made it difficult to be able to survive in the state of California.
What other factors do you think made it harder for you specifically to deal with the 2008 regression?
I was looking for a job to support my child, and I searched for 3 years from the time I was 16 until I was 19, which was during that 2008 period, and there were no jobs available no matter where you looked, so it was hard to raise a kid and have the funds to support them.
Okay, and how did you feel when you heard about the 9/11 attacks? Like, how did you see this affect your life or the way people around you felt of the world?
The 9/11 happened when I was in elementary school. I recall seeing teachers sad and crying. We saw it on the news in class. It made me terrified of ever flying, of ever being in a tall building at the risk of more terrorists attacking without me having safety. It was a safety concern.
So you would say that you, along with others at the time, had a fear that there might be possible future terrorism attacks. Was that a fear that you heard people talking about?
Yes, and I still think it continues to this day.
Okay. What was your reaction to Barack Obama becoming president in 2008? Like, what do you remember about that election, and what do you think of it?
During 2008, I was 16, and if I could have voted, I would have voted, and I thought it was pretty cool that an African American was going to be our president. It was a change in what we had never seen before. So during that time, I thought it was cool. My opinions have changed since then, but seeing something historical happen in my lifetime was pretty awesome to see.
Did you think that people at the moment had faith in Obama's presidency?
I believe people did, 100%. I think everyone thought that the world was going to vote for him because they wanted to see change, and he promised all of this change and that he was going to end the recession that was currently happening. So I think people were hopeful in what he was planning to do.
Okay. What was your reaction to seeing major technological advancements? Like, how did you feel when you saw social media and the internet start to take over, like, everyday life?
The only thing that I can recall is dial-up disappeared. So we had regular internet, so you could be on the phone while browsing the web. I did see more and more people making MySpace pages at the time. It was their way of communicating and basically expressing themselves through a website. And then eventually time moved on and MySpace disappeared out of nowhere, and then now we have Facebook, and we had flip phones at the time, and now here we are with iPhones and all the new advances.
So, at the age you were, did you think, or did you have, like, access to these advancements? Did you actually see many of it, or did it impact you at all?
I didn't get to see all of the advancements. I grew up poor, so we didn't have those luxuries. We didn't have computers at home to where we got to see all of those things happening. The only cell phone that I ever remember having, I bought when I was 19, and it was a flip phone.
Okay. And then finally, did you notice any big trends that really define the era for you? Like, what kinds of movies, music, fashion, or language did you recall?
I remember the fashion trends were skinny jeans, chic, those kinds of things. And if you weren't up to date in the most recent trends in school, then you were kind of outcasted. People would make fun of you for not having up to date fashion. The language that was spoke was a lot of slang, like dude, frickin', some other ones that I don't remember, but slang was very different than it was today.
Okay. And then which, if any of these trends, do you remember resonating with the most?
Probably the slang, because I could use it and I would fit in. I wouldn't fit in if I used the fashion trends because I didn't have the current fashion trends. Growing up with little money, you can't buy those things. So I would resonate more with the slang.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.